He said, I was just thinking, like we could do it just you and me. And OP says, oh.
Oh, hell no!
Hello friends, trace amounts of science. Today we're back in it with our /NiceGuys. And these guys, let me tell you, they're some of the nicest guys that we've seen. And by that, I mean they will make your life a living hell. Please run. You'll find out exactly what it is as we move into the post. So let's just do that right now. And also, hey, thanks for being here today. Nice guy virtue claim, but I hope you stay up every night thinking about what you could have had, from a guy who ghosted me in high school. Hey, OP says hi. How are you? Good, and you? Not bad. Just trying to get through school. Yeah, that's hilarious. OP says same. Definitely not the same as high school. So, what have you been up to since high school? Just studying and working. Still at the theater. Kinda. I'm still at the theater, but I got transferred and I'm a manager now. Oh, sick, yeah. I'll have to stop by. The new one. OP says, yeah, for sure. Well, this is really weird and stilted so far. What do you want, is what I would say about this point. Either let me know what I can help you with, or see yourself out. I don't really like doing the small talk thing, okay? What do you want? And then he says what he wants, right, as I'm about to freak out about it. And he says, maybe we could even go together. Oh, seeing a movie like we did back in high school, remember? When we saw Ice Age and I felt you up? Her name was Jennifer Hernandez. My name was Robert Paulson. Opie says, well, yeah, maybe over winter break we could get the whole crew back together, lol. See, obvious disinterest. You and I are not going alone. We're going to bring everybody if we're going to do this at all. He said, I was just thinking, like we could do it just you and me. And OP says, oh.
Oh, hell no!
Single, just oh. Please don't continue on. But he does. I mean, if you want to, of course. I don't want to make this awkward. Well, you already have. And OP adds a little more awkwardness on top by saying, well, I do have a boyfriend. And he says, oh, really? He's a pretty lucky guy to have a girl like you. Well, no shit. And guess how he got me? By paying the low price of simply not ghosting me. And then all your cards are laid out on the table. I don't know why we're still engaging with this. Obviously, his intentions are clear. It's time to depart. But OP won't do that? No. We gotta let things get really weird first. OP says, yeah, I guess. I'm pretty lucky to have him too, though. Is that the guy in your most recent post? And she says, yeah. And he says, that's surprising. She says, why? He just looks so different than what I thought you were into. Just trying every little sneaky tactic in the book, ain't you?
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
I see that.
That's okay. Run the gamut. OP seems like a ride or die. She and her boyfriend will laugh about this later. OP says, how would you even know what I'm into? And he says, I know you had a thing for me. And she said, that was over 2 years ago, dude. Yeah, and he didn't have the balls to even show up. Do you still think about me? Whole thing, just a thinly veiled ego trip. Nice. OP says, no, not really. Why not? Because we haven't talked since high school. It's really weird to just presume that, like, oh, we went to school together and now we have a connection forever. I'm not sure that we do. Desperate dude goes on, I wish I would have said yes when you asked me out. OP said, yeah, that kind of hurt, but I moved on. I haven't. I'd still like to take you on a date. Yeah, you got out there in the real world, you realize prospects are pretty slim sometimes, especially for a guy like you that honestly hasn't accomplished much. This is that late teens, early 20 phase where you're scrolling through Facebook and you see somebody that maybe we kind of said we dated for 2 weeks and we only held hands, but if we do it as an adult, then it's totally going to be different and way more better. And the truth is, that's not. It's going to be awkward, is what it is. I don't think I'd like to engage in that. Thank you. OP shuts him down and says, "Look, I have a boyfriend." And he said, "But it's clear that you settled. I'm sure I could treat you so much better than he ever could." See, and that's about the point where the hammer drops. She's like, "I'm exiting. I'm just gonna block you. Good luck in life." There you go. "Fine, but I hope you stay up every night thinking about what you could have had. I was immature then and didn't realize what a precious opportunity I missed." Hilarious. "But now I see I haven't missed one, you know? I only reached out because I felt bad for you. I thought maybe even after 2 years you still hadn't even been kissed, and I thought I'd do you a favor." You're really hurt, aren't you? I love that. You're just endlessly grasping at straws. It's perfect. "I see what I get for being nice." Oh, he said it. I pray that your boyfriend breaks up with you in the most brutal way, because that's what a bitch like you deserves. And good luck finding anyone after him. No guy would ever want disgusting used goods with a bad personality. You really missed out on the best relationship you could have had. You don't even deserve a goodbye. Honestly, I wish you could have blocked him before he could even send that message. Message, like Darman.
"Hey Darman fam, I hope you love that message."
Yeah, if you blocked this before the message was sent, his ego truly would spin out of control. It's good for content and all, but now he feels like he won, even though OP is being the bigger person, walking away, not responding to this obvious bait. We don't do that. That's not the way to live a peaceful life. This guy will never know that. And maybe that's good. Maybe that's what he picked for himself. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Nice to meet you, psycho. Nice guy virtue claim, "I have a rare personality." And he turned out to be a PDF file. Oh, Jesus. He says, "Hey, I just took a minute to look at your pictures that you sent me of all your plants, vegetables, etc. you're growing, and that's really impressive, and I hope you take this as a compliment. I was talking to my neighbor who's always asking me about my progress in the dating world. He's 17, lol!" Was that funny? "And he asked why I was so interested in you, given that other women have shown interest in me. And I explained to him, as a man, your selectivity is key, and these pictures of a very successful garden is a far bigger turn-on to me than any provocative picture of some woman hanging halfway out of her shirt asking me if I think she's pretty." Again, he's 17, so it probably didn't compute. LOL! Again, I don't think it's really that funny. I also don't think the 17-year-old exists at all. This is just like a straw man we've set up so we can pretend that other people are actually interested in you, which we know is not the case. Unless you mean literal children who don't know any better. But yeah, I guess we get 20/20 vision with that kind of hindsight. He says, "Good morning. I just thought I'd send you one last message, assuming that you have a lot going on in your life, and I hope you are happy. I'm about to be incredibly blah 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 empire in the near future that involves a house that has almost no bills and is an absolute wonderland for a woman who enjoys gardening, possibly small livestock, the simple life, but not dirt floor poor when I say the simple life." Dude, you are leaking desperation. This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, she likes gardening? Yeah, tell her that you're gonna buy her an entire farmhouse. My conversations with you thus far have actually been the most enjoyable conversation I've had with any woman on Messenger, and I have stopped speaking to all the others. I have blocked several. Maybe that sounds a bit brash, but I'm being selective more so than ever before. I would say in conclusion that hopefully this is not the last message you get from me, but if it is, I think you should take a look in the mirror right now. Stare up and down at every inch of yourself and understand that you're looking at someone who's valued by one of those men that women are always trying to find. You're speaking about yourself right now? Holy shit. I hope that compliment rests well on your shoulders, and I hope it brightens your day. No to all of that. When you combine the pompousness with the desperation, it's, oh, what a stinky odor. I hope you're happy. I'm about to be incredibly honest with you, and equally so vulnerable, so if you do happen to get this message, please take it very seriously. In 11 days, I most likely not be able to respond to your messages. I can't tell you why, but I want you to know that although our conversation was rather short, I have been shown interest by several other women both in person and the messenger. Most of their conversations, however, reveal quite quickly to me their interests and what they can gain from me, or perhaps falling in love with the idea of being with a man of my rare personality type. Because it emulates something that jumped out of a love novel, or maybe some sort of power dynamic article. I'm not sure which I'm a pleasure dom by nature, but aside that fact, I'm trying to make a direct point about the differences between the conversation that I had with you and those with others. I am almost thoroughly disgusted with what has happened to women, at least blah 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 blah. And then OP, does a little bit digging. Hey, I know this guy's name. Why is he not going to be able to talk to me in 11 days? And then she says, he kidnapped someone, a child. And OP's friend says, I am screaming. No, like literally, that is terrifying. What? From what I can see of the picture, he looks like one of the Geico cavemen, you know? He probably doesn't have women chasing him around, but boy, oh boy, is he persistent. Boy, oh boy, can he write a paragraph. Well, we're going to have a lot of time for writing. That is, if somebody doesn't catch you in the neck with a sharpened toothbrush for being a chomo. Good luck out there. I think that's the happiest ending that we could have expected. OP dodged a massive bullet there. What the hell? He almost seemed normal? No, he didn't. There were red flags in the thing he was saying. He's not well. He's not balanced. Not an excuse as far as I'm concerned, but luckily, he will be able to balance his humors when he catches that sharpened toothbrush in the neck. So I think we're all looking forward to that, and we're going to move on. Nice guy virtue claim, slur, I am a nice guy. Your opening move. OP says, have you seen the Avatar The Last Airbender? And he says, yes, I've seen Avatar The Last Airbender, and it's one of the most compellingly animated series I've watched. The way it balances a rich, culturally diverse world with deep themes of personal growth, spirituality, and the complexities of war is remarkable. Beyond just being visually stunning, the character arcs, especially Zuko's transformation and the show's exploration of concepts like balance, destiny, and peace, make it a masterpiece. No wonder it continues to resonate with fans of all ages years after its release. Damn, you got the whole plot synopsis in there and everything. He was really gung-ho, huh? OP just says, wow, yeah, that's a pretty good summary of the show. I'm a big fan. I watched it on Nickelodeon when I was a child. I gotta be honest, though, your response sounds like ChatGPT. Well, now that you said that, yeah, I 100% see it. He says, lol, no, it's one of my favorite shows, so I had to explain it briefly, but thanks for being honest and asking me. Hello, OP, good evening. OP says, hi, still have no power at my house, but after the hurricane, I will text you whenever I can. Oh, okay, sure, and be careful. Hope everything will be all right very soon. And then OP says, hey, I got power back. Wow, finally, good. How does it feel? She said, great. It's so nice to cook again. Yes, right. So tell me more about you. Yeah, sure, OP. I'm a very fun-loving person and very understanding. I do love traveling, hiking, playing sports, watching movies. We could have a call so that we could discuss more and get to know about each other. And OP says, bro, you totally used AI to write your opening message. You type completely differently from that when you actually write yourself. I called it. No, it's not AI. It is me who wrote that. I like those things. Why do you think so? I can't pinpoint why. It's overly analytical and it expounds far too much. It's not just answering the question, it's answering the next 10 questions before you even ask them. And that's 100% what AI does. Unless you tell it, like, do not expound. Answer only the question I'm asking you. Which I have to do a lot. Anyway, OP says, okay, if you really know so much about Avatar, then what's your least favorite episode? Your opening message about how great The Last Airbender is was written by AI because you don't use commas properly, and it did, so just admit it.
You got me now. You got me now. You figured me out. You got me red-handed.
I mean, you've already shot this whole thing in the foot. We are not going to be able to recover this relationship. He says, some part of it I did use AI, but not completely. That's what I meant. And OP admonishes him, saying, you shouldn't start a relationship off with lies. You were going to keep pretending you wrote that when you didn't. You literally said nope when you got called out immediately. You do know that I'm an editor, right? Yes, I know. And I guess the last message is, slur, I am a nice guy. We don't know what the slur was. That's probably fine. It's really sad that you don't have your own thoughts to that extent. You gotta go ask ChatGPT how you feel about something. Like, if you hadn't seen the show, you could just say that probably, and then be like, oh, I'd like to watch it with you. You could give me a new experience with this. But no, he has to pretend he knows everything. I watched that show like 50 times already. Then why can you not answer simple questions? I mean, I guess he can, but he'll have to go ask ChatGPT first. And then deny it is the craziest part. People know you're using AI tools, okay? If that's your choice, just lean in, double down. Who gives a shit? Although, I guess not many people have conviction that runs that deep, especially not these days. Having convictions is hard, isn't it, fellas? Let's move into the next post. Nice guy virtue claim. Thanks for judging me, even though I was nice. Yeah, he was so nice. He said, you are pretty enough for OnlyFans. And apparently that constitutes a compliment these days. Let's see the whole post. He says, well, would you sell any content? And she says, I thought of selling coloring pages, but decided to share them for free. The post is pinned on my profile. I mean, adult content, because you look great, but if not, I understand. And thanks for not being mean about it. Your artwork is phenomenal, though. How dare you presume that I'm not going to be mean about it? This is when I get to be meaner than any other time. You've given me a great gift is what you've done. But this OP doesn't pour out the vitriol as I would. It's actually a rather balanced response. She says, please, please do not ask women that. It's dehumanizing, and I feel like I need to wash myself after interacting with you. Why? Why don't you go directly to that website and ask women who you know for sure sell their content? If I look good, that doesn't mean that I'm that type of worker. Unfortunately, we're stuck in degenerate land, and even though you just want to, do your little coloring pages, you got people like this.
Degenerates like you belong on a cross.
I am of the opinion that he needs to be greatly shamed. That's the only thing that can be fixed this. Everybody point and laugh and call him a cumbrain moron, okay? I don't know what his name is, but we can't allow this. Not within our society, Anyway, he says, it's socially acceptable now, is why. I don't do OF or buy from those models because you can find everything for free on the internet from their OnlyFans. Means nothing to me. Yes, I advocate that you do it, and also I'm going to steal the content that you make. That's wild, man. This is really how you choose to live your life? I only buy it. It's not something already posted online that anyone could see. Thanks for judging. Even though I thought I was nice, at least I thought I was. No, you knew it wasn't nice. You knew that you were going to get some backlash because you immediately came out and said, thanks for not being mean about it, before she even responded. What you deserve is a quick slap in the mouth and a boot up the ass. How dare you? OP says, no, it's not socially acceptable. Thanks for treating me like an object that definitely deserves judgment. Just stop. Leave me alone. And I guess he did at that point, but not before her day was summarily ruined. This type of stuff really does break my heart, man. Like, all OP wanted to do was share their coloring pages for free with the internet. And some weirdo's like, yeah, you can take your shirt off for $5. I'll probably steal the content anyways. He's like gonna pay for the first month and that's it. That's great. I'm depressed. I'm fucking depressed now. Anyway, that about does it for me today, friends. I hope you enjoyed the Nice Guys, you know? At least as much as they can be enjoyed. Share the video around. I'd appreciate that a heck of a lot. Do you know a nice guy? Maybe somebody nice guy adjacent? We should all be aware. You can also join up on the Patreon patrons, the YouTube memberships. I'd appreciate the heck out of that. These people holding us up every single month, and I truly could not be more grateful. If you can't afford to do that, maybe buy some merch on the Teespring. If you can't afford to do that, I mean, that's cool. You did the thing, you watched the video, did you like it? Are you going to watch another one? Doesn't matter. I'd like it if you did, but it doesn't matter. What I really want you to know is that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.